Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy training day. It's training day here at our Art Boss Business Builder. And we just got finished with some really amazing training. And I'm so excited to be sharing with you guys today the 3 answers that you need as a CEO of a big art business. I'm going in and making sure that the tech is working and that everything is working inside of the Facebook group before I continue on. I also want to let you know that today is the first day that I'm streaming into YouTube. So give us a little holler, a little shout out if you're watching on YouTube today, because it's the first time that we're doing dual streaming and into Facebook as well as YouTube. So I see some eyeballs here. It's great. I'm so excited. I'm just going to jump into training today. Let me make sure this isn't. Let me see if it's coming from YouTube or Facebook. Facebook can be a little icky, tricky sometimes. Yep, there it is. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure once again. Yep, there it is. Okay, perfect. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Art Boss Sales. Hey, Renee, it's good to see you. Welcome to the Art Boss Sales Formula. I'm super excited because we're going to be doing a 3-day challenge starting July 18th. If you haven't registered yet for that challenge, is a little bit different than boot camps. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the challenge at the end so that you know what you need to be doing. But if it's a little bit different than the boot camp because we're working with artists who want to be CEOs and running big businesses compared to the boot camp, which is more for the beginner, is more for someone who's just transitioning out of a hobby artist into a business owner. The challenge is set up to give you what you need to jump into those 6-figure income streams that allow for you to be living the dream in your art business. So if you're interested in being a part of the challenge, just reach out to us and say, I want to know more about the challenge. It will be running right here in the Art Boss Sales Formula group, and you'll be able to participate. And again, I'm so excited. I'll be telling you a little bit more at the end about the challenge because I want to get into the training. I know a lot of us are at lunchtime or we're just ending lunch. And so I want to get you guys your training today because we are talking about running systems, those systems that run behind your business, those systems that your competition cannot see, and those systems that your customers can't see, but your customers feel it. It's what walks them down the path to the sale so that you can close those high ticket offers that allow for you to meet the needs of your customer and also have a thriving art business that allows for you to be living the dream. So we're going to kind of jump in and we're going to start talking about the 3 answers you need as a CEO who's running a big business. There are 3 things you need to be like, you need the answer. You need to make decisions. The first thing that sets you apart from everybody else out there who's just trying to sell a piece of artwork here and there is that you have to make a decision to lean into your art business and leverage the power it has to make a serious income, a living wage for you. So, question number 1, or let's talk about answer number 1. The first answer that you need to have for yourself when you're running a big business. You're going to say, this is what you're going to say, okay? What am I willing to do to be living the dream? That's your first answer that you need to come up with. What am I willing to do to be living the dream as a professional artist who has a product that will allow for you to create a living wage? And by living wage, that means putting yourself on the path to a 6-figure income. If you're here and you're rolling your eyes and saying 6 figures, we're starving artists. I'm going to let you know that we have products for you. We have ways to help you get past some of the roadblocks that you have. If you are interested in learning how to sell your artwork and close those online art sales so that you have a living wage, I'm going to tell you, it all starts with really having the answer to this question. What am I willing to do to be living the dream? And what does that mean? We have to get really clear on what it means to be living the dream. We have to understand and be clear on what our goals are so that we can start reaching those goals. And we have to commit. We have to go all in on our art businesses. We have to treat our art business like a full-time job. If you're just in this to kind of like dabble and play and, oh, it'd be nice to make a couple hundred extra dollars, then that's amazing and that's wonderful. And your artwork definitely has the ability to do that. But when you are looking to get the answers as a CEO of a big art business, you need to commit to your art business as a full-time job. We know that there are artists out there who really only have 5 hours a week to dedicate to their art businesses right now. You may be in a season. You may be in a season where you're like, you know what? I've got 8 kids. They're all home from school. I'm not able to put any more than 5 hours into my business. You may even be going, I'm not ready to jump out of my corporate job yet, but I would like to learn how to start putting myself on that path to a 6-figure income stream. And I'm going to tell you, if you're in the place where you're literally only have 5 hours a week in order to invest in your art business, you can put yourself on the path. But what you're not going to be able to do is you're not going to be able to claim a 6-figure income. You have to be willing to answer this question. What am I willing to do to claim that 6-figure income? And that means treating your business like an art business. So go ahead and put inside of the comments if you're like, you know what, just the season of life right now, I only have 5 hours. We have products that will get you ready. So just put hashtag 5 hours, and that'll allow for us to reach out to you. We may have something that will help you right now, get you on the path so that when your kids go to school, when you are actually ready to step out of the corporate job, ready to step out of your 9-to-5 gig, you've already started building the momentum to putting yourself on the 6-figure income. So go ahead and just put in hashtag 5 hours. Team Art Boss will reach out to you and we'll send you some information. We'll probably even grab a quick call with you to make sure of which products that we have would help you put yourself on the path. But what we're doing today is we're talking about the 3 answers that CEOs need in order to be living the dream and claim those 6-figure incomes. So first of all, you just need to answer this question. You need to answer this question. What am I willing to do to be living the dream? I'm going to just tell you for a second, for me, what it means to be living the dream. Okay. I needed to replace the 6-figure income from the corporate world. That's what I needed. When I made the leap and started jumping into the art industry, I was like, what the heck? How hard could it be? How hard could it be to sell artwork? I've sold all different kinds of products for years. I'm talking all the way back to 1985 when I was selling truckloads of paper. I know what it's like in the transition that we've gone through from when I was selling truckloads of paper in 1985 all the way through now when we have the internet and the ability to reach hundreds of thousands of people on a daily basis. Okay. So I knew that I needed to have an income stream that would allow for me to make 6 figures. And what I was willing to do was I was willing to work with 3 art licensing experts. I was willing to go out and find a formula and find a system that allows for me to close 10K plus in a selling weekend when I choose to go out and leverage the systems that I have inside of my art business. So systems that I know artists are looking and watching what I'm doing and trying to figure out what's happening. Okay. The reality is I have a system running behind all of my art businesses that allow for me to be making 6 figures plus in the art industry. I knew that when I needed to make a decision to be a CEO, that I was looking, this is what living the dream meant for me. I was looking for flexibility. Yes, my kids are all now in high school and college, but I still need flexibility. I want to be able to, for example, head to 3 different apartments at the end of the month to move 3 different children into new apartments for their next school year. I have one that just graduated from college. She's moving out of her apartment, needs to move to Dallas in order to start her first job. And I need the flexibility. And that's why I chose to build an art business that allowed for me to be living the dream, which includes flexibility. I also wanted a business that gave back to the world, that allowed for me to contribute to the world with a social business that is in line with my own personal beliefs and my own personal practices in my life. I wanted a business, an art business, that allowed for me to support adoption and be able to raise money for the Dave Thomas Foundation. We're an adoptive family. Absolutely love being a blended adopted family. If you want to learn more about that, you can grab my website. I have information on the Welcome Pineapple Project and how I use my art to create positive social change. Super important for me. When I was in the corporate world, it was difficult to create that social business that allowed for me to give back to the world with my passion. I also wanted to be able to work 40 hours a week. Okay. That's what I wanted to be able to do. Yes, my art businesses, there are certain times of the year, there are certain times of the month that I have to work more than 40 hours a week, but I'm also able to create the structure and the rigor that allows for me to be able to have the flexibility at the end of the month to go and start moving people into different like apartment complexes, right? That's all it comes down to, is being able to be living the dream. That's what it meant to me. And then I said to myself, here's the next thing. Am I committed to making this happen? So the first answer that you need is like, what does it mean to be living the dream? You need to spend time and build out what that means. The second answer that you need to have is, what am I willing to do to get that? What am I willing to do in order to be living the dream? And what is it going to take from me to be able to do that? And I'm going to tell you that for me, it means committing to a system that allows for me to close sales, that allows for me to identify my ideal customer, walk them down the path to the sale, give them everything they need to say yes, so that when I make my art offers, they're pulling out their credit cards. Instead of focusing only on price, instead of focusing only on the features and benefits of the product, when I get really clear on the problems I solve, it allows for me to have conversations and put the focus back on what's important about my product instead of just the price. So when I stepped back and I said, what does it mean to be living the dream? And I got the answer to what that meant. And then number two, when I started going, what is it going to take and how committed am I to the process? And am I willing to treat this like a full-time job? Because if I am looking to make 6 figures plus in creating artwork and finding my ideal customer, walking them down the path to the sale, and then giving them everything they need to say yes, so they're pulling out their credit cards, this is a full-time gig. That's how I was able to walk away from a corporate 6-figure income in order to level up my business and to claim a even better dream than what I had when I was working in the corporate world trying to sell other people's products. Okay. So, what are you willing to do to get what you want? It's the next answer. You have to have that answer. And then number three, this one, I love this one. Okay. It's a would you rather. I'm going to be playing a little bit of a would you rather game. Okay. Because so this is the answer you need to come up with. If you were running a business system that allowed for you to close your artwork and close your sales in the online market and close all of your sales and all of your business, would you rather spend your time and your money finding someone who will pull out their credit card for $100 painting, $100 piece of artwork, or $1,000 piece of artwork? What would you rather? When you're running a system that allows for you to get your system going, get everything closing, refine your message, get super clear on the problem that you solve so that you can find your ideal customer and you can walk them down the path to the sale, giving them everything they need to say yes. Would you rather spend your advertising money? Would you rather spend your time finding someone who's going to spend $100 or less? Or would you rather spend your time finding someone who is going to spend $1,000 or more? Here was the big aha learning that I had in my art business. It cost me the same amount of time, the same amount of money to find someone who's going to pull out their credit card for $47 as for $10,000. When I had my refined message and I know exactly what my ideal customer needs to say yes, it costs the same amount of money to find someone to say yes to me. So would you rather, I mean, this is a no-brainer. Would you rather have the system that allows for you to find customers who are willing to, like, if you make you can make either offer. You can say, oh, here's my $100 offer, or here's my $1,000 offer. Which would you rather? Which would you rather? So we have to, as business owners, start making the transition to a CEO where we're making big decisions that allow for us to run a business system that closes sales. We can be doing all this work out in social media, going, I'm working my tushy off and I'm not closing any sales. I'm out here, I'm like doing shows. I'm in galleries. I'm trying to sell online, but my bank account does not reflect how much work I'm doing. We can set up those systems that allow for us to move our customers through our sales funnel there. It took me a while to say sales funnel. We have a system that allows for us to identify our ideal clients, walk them down the path to the sale, and give them everything they need to say yes. Here's what it comes down to. As a CEO, we need to have the answers to these three questions. What does it mean to be living the dream? You need to get really clear on that. Number two, are you willing to do everything it takes in order to make that happen? And number three, are you ready to start finding your ideal customer who's going to put out their credit card for $1,000 or more? That's what it's going to come down to. So during the Art Boss Challenge that's coming on July 18th, it's just a 3-day challenge this time. This has really been designed to help business owners who are transitioning and want to be CEOs, really giving you the challenge that's going to allow for you to create an art business that provides a living wage, that puts yourself at least on the path to 6 figures. If you're like, you know what, right now I'm in a season of life, I just want to be on the path to 6 figures, but I really want to help the artists who are like, yes, I know that my product's important. I know that my art provides positive social change. I know that the world needs my product. I just need a system to get my artwork in their hands. The challenge is set up to get you what you need and be able to get you on it. Like, let's leap on. I'm getting so excited. Let's leap onto the path of 6-figure income. I'm going to tell you that this is the workbook and that's going to be headed your way. I got to put the cover on it. So I have to staple it. This is going to be headed your way next week on July 15th. If you've registered for the 3-day challenge, you'll be getting that workbook. It'll have everything you need in there to be able to get the results from the challenge and start uncovering your next steps for closing your online sales so that you can be living the dream and you can be claiming your 6-figure income. If you still need to register for that workbook is going to be delivered in an email this time. If you still need to do that, just let me know. Just say, hey, I'm not sure if I'm registered for the challenge. And I can get you a link just to make sure that you're registered and you're in the entire challenge, and you'll get your reminders and you'll get your workbook and you'll get everything you need. Because what we want is for you to get results. We want for you to be able to do at the end of the 3-day challenge is walk away with your exact next steps for claiming your 6-figure income and putting yourself on the path. I'm so excited. It's just a little bit different. It's a shorter experience. We know that CEO artists and business owners, you guys are busy, and we want you to get what you need in 3 days so you can start moving forward. So we will see you guys next week. I'll be here again next Wednesday, providing free training inside of the Art Boss Sales Formula. And until next week, we will see you guys later. Have a great rest of your week, guys. Have a good one. Bye.